Hey Deej.
Hey, Talia.
Hi. Great to have a quick chat with you about the course that you are offering again in New Zealand for the second time, Introductory Certificate in Embodied Counselling. So I have worked quite extensively with you in the last 3 years, and I love the somatic approach, the embodied approach that you bring, and myself, I personally love to work in that way. I feel like it's really needed in these times, and I'm really curious for you to maybe share a little bit about your own journey. What's really brought you into working in this particular way? I know that you have quite an extensive background in knowledge and training, and so yeah, why do you particularly feel like this might be useful and needed in the world right now?
Okay, so the journey and then why it's needed.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, so when I left high school, I went to Victoria University. I did a psych degree, and then I didn't do that much with it. And then about a decade later, I trained as a counsellor and psychotherapist, and so I was working as a psychotherapist. And peppered in that time, so I'm in sort of between 20 and 40 in my life. I also traveled a lot, and when I was, started out, I was teaching English in different countries, and then I became a teacher trainer, and it turned into something I really loved doing, because I love crafting curriculum, making educational programs that make sense and are effective and take people. The program itself leads people through a journey of discovery and learning, so that when you come out the other end, hopefully, I think you're like, oh, that was well structured and well organized, and I learned a lot and got my body a lot on the way. So also to be teaching somatically now is really important to me. So how I started teaching more somatically was I went to a body electric workshop. So body electric is a school that's been running weekend workshops for about a long time, maybe 35 years, primarily in the States and Australia and some other countries at times. But I actually went to it I went to it in New Zealand. I forgot that. I was in New Zealand. I was visiting New Zealand, and I went to it in Auckland. The very first time I went to it was in Auckland. And so at this weekend workshop, they teach something called Taoist erotic massage. And on the first day, you learn all the different skills. You learn about breathing and strokes and all these different things you can put together. And then on the second day, the group divides into two, and the first half of the people do 5 rounds of Taoist erotic massage in this breathing technique called a big draw. So it's 5 rounds, and then there's 3 big draws. On my third big draw, I just had a real what I now might call a somatic opening. Some people call that a body epiphany, or some people would just call that an altered state of consciousness or a trance state. So I just had this really quite amazing and very vivid experience, and it felt like the universe went click and made sense, like it had never made before. And I got off the table just really, really, in my body, because I was very much in my head before that, and I can still go into my head at times, but very embodied suddenly, like my consciousness just moved from thinking to being fully present. And I had clarity that I didn't have the language for it yet, because I hadn't studied much about embodiment or somatic work, but I knew what I was doing. I knew this is who I am. I'm going to be whatever this is, but some sort of body practitioner. And then I went on to study everything I could. I did everything Body Electric had. I went to the States a number of times. I studied sexological bodywork, and then I ended up I'd taken a master's in somatic and spiritual psychology. So, I studied everything I could, because I just think if we can learn through the body, if we can work through the body, if we can help through the body, we are so much more effective as teachers and as practitioners. And the science is supporting that, since, and this is a bit more recent, sort of in the last 5 years or so, a lot of neuroscience around trauma coming out of the United States showing why it's important to work through the body. So I sort of had my awareness piece before I had all these science and information. Now I've got a lot of those pieces together, and that's partly what we're presenting on this course. So, how to work effectively through the body and the science and information that supports that.
Thank you. I learned some things I didn't know about you. And I just want to say that I've done Body Electric with you a couple of times, and it was awesome. And I remember, if you recall, the first time I did it, you used very unique music. What is it?
I think it's house music, Tom.
House music. And I was like, oh my God, I hate this music. And now it's kind of become a little bit ingrained, and I really like it. But I think I want to say that I think that's partly why I think that you are such a great teacher and facilitator, because of this kind of integration that you bring from all these kind of different spheres and bring it into one melting pot. And and I think that that's also such a great offering for such a breadth of people. So if people are interested and curious and want to find out, I know they can contact you, and I think you have a little sheet that you can hold up to
Here's the email address. info@issaustralia.com. I hold it up because people aren't always sure if the ISS is S for Sally or F for Fred, so it's S for Sally. info@issaustralia.com. There's a course description that goes into all of the details about what's involved, and if people want a quick Zoom call if you've got specific questions or just want a bit more information about how it all works, I'm available. I am busy, so it can be hard to schedule things in, but I will make the time for people who are really interested.
Thanks for your time today, Deej.
Thank you.